misses. James, step back three, got it. Oh, that thing was wet. And it's Herter with the ghost screen. Monk out to Herter, the three ball.
Let's try to predict how the standings will be at the end of the regular season out west. At number 10, I'll say the Utah Jazz will claim that spot. You know, Utah got off to a fresh, hot, vibrant start post Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert last season. Lauri Markkanen had a chip on his shoulder. But if you're asking me, can Lauri bring that same chip back into this season, I just don't see it, man. I do not. They don't have a bona fide star just yet. I got to have Utah at number 10. They're just lacking that firepower that you're going to need out west at number 9. The Oklahoma City Thunder definitely got that firepower. They're just very young. I expect big things from SGA and Chet Holmgren. I like the future of that squad. But next year, I just think next year is the year that they figure everything out. They got a lot of pieces to that gumbo in the pot. They just got to figure out at what point do you put this sauce in, that sauce in. I think next year will be the year that they figure all that out. That's why I got them at number 9. At number 8, be clear, on paper, the New Orleans Pelicans should be a lot higher. They were really good around January in the NBA season last year, but then Zion goes down. I have to put the Pelicans this low because I got to protect myself from Zion. He just gets hurt entirely too often, and usually his injuries are season enders. I got the Pelicans at number 8 despite really liking their talent on paper. At number 7, look, I don't want to be the injury guy here, but I don't understand how people do these power rankings and ignore the injury, so I got the LA Clippers at this spot. Yes, on paper, Kawhi plus PG equals top 4 seed out west. But what if I set off the disclaimer that Kawhi and PG have never played more than about 40-some 50 games in Los Angeles? Are you picking Kawhi plus PG plus 45 games to be a top 4 seed out west? I don't think so. And that's what they've been. And I can't put them any higher than that. At some point, we got to start bringing injuries into the equation with these specific teams that I aforementioned. At number 6, I'm rolling with the Golden State Warriors. I really like the addition of Chris Paul. I do think it's going to take some time to figure out how it makes sense, though, for them defensively, because this is an older team. They got Klay Thompson, who's in a huge contract year for the future of his career. It comes down to this season. I think it's going to take a while. I could definitely see some hot head moments on that Warriors squad. And number 5, the team that eliminated the Warriors in the playoffs last year, my Los Angeles Lakers. Now, the Lakers look great on paper. I thought they had one of the top 3 all seasons last year. But the reality is, in the regular season, there are going to be nights that Darvin Ham decides to play LeBron James under 35 minutes. There are going to be nights where Darvin Ham decides to give Anthony Davis a break. Are you really going out and trusting Rui Hachimura and Austin Reeves to win you a crap ton of regular season games? I think they'll be competitive. I don't think seeding will matter as much to this Lakers team. They know their destination goes through Denver at some point in the postseason. I think they just want to be competitive, try to hang around that top 4 or 5 seed spot as we get close to the playoffs. I don't think they're going to be too concerned, though, with home court throughout the playoffs. At number 4, I got the Sacramento Kings. I have them coming back one spot. Be clear, Domantas Sabonis and De'Aaron Fox were absolutely money in Sacramento. They lit the beam all last year. I don't think this has anything to do with them getting any worse this offseason. It just comes down to Phoenix getting Bradley Beal, if I'm being honest with you. Sacramento's going to be really good again. At number 3, I mentioned to you guys the Phoenix Suns. A lot of people will have Phoenix number 1. I do believe they're going to win a lot of regular season games. But, another one of those teams where their destination is the postseason. They got to be really careful with Kevin Durant. He's pretty much averaging 120-plus game injury a year. So I think Phoenix will get out to some hot stars. I wouldn't be shocked if they get out to 11-2, 12-3. But I do believe Frank Vogel will pull it back a little bit, just kind of watching how he conducted and ran the ship in LA, because Frank Vogel knows this is a playoff team that's got one thing on their mind. At number 2, I got the Memphis Grizzlies. I know Ja Morant's missing 20 games, 25 games, but this is still a pretty close to complete defensive group. They got a lot of weapons. They went and got Josh some more support in Derrick Rose and Marcus Smart. I don't believe these dudes going to be watching Josh's whereabouts at midnight, 1 in the morning. But I will say this, these dudes can still ball, and they will take Ja Morant's spot on the court if Ja ain't doing what he's supposed to be doing at 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning. I ain't telling the dude to not have fun, but just know you got dudes that can ball. Derrick Rose was an elite point guard that still believes he's got a lot of game left in him. He allegedly moved his entire family down to Memphis for a reason. He clearly knows this is somewhere that he could be for more than a season, all right? Memphis is complete. Jaren Jackson coming off Defensive Player of the Year. Desmond Bane's one of my favorite guards in the NBA. Watch out for Memphis, man. And at number one in the hood, the Denver Nuggets are a complete basketball team from top to bottom. And I do believe it'll be another regular season of them winning a lot of games. If not for Ja's injury, I probably would have picked Denver to be 2 and Memphis 1. But because of the injury, because of the Nuggets coming into the season healthy, I know they lost Bruce Brown. I get it. I know they lost Uncle Jeff. But, I mean, all things considered, they're bringing back their top 6 guys. They look great on paper. Jokic been horse riding all summer. He comes back to the league, and he's still Nikola Jokic. Have you watched him in the preseason? The Nuggets, I think, will finish number 1 out west again. And I do believe they will enter the playoffs as the 1 seed, although I'm likely going to pick the Grizzlies once Ja Morant returns to win the darn thing. I got to see him back in action, though, first. But that's how I see the regular season standings moving and shaking out west.
I want to salute you, homie, you know, for building your own thing and doing your own thing.
Why build theirs when I believe I can build my own?
You've already done it, or I wouldn't be here.
I'm already the only elite sports and music journalist in the game today. My goal is simple, to be the best there's ever been. So, please don't go. Make sure you subscribe and follow the journey. It truly means everything to me. I tell stories. I talk music. I cover sports. I am culture. I am Ferro.